True power whispers while weakness shouts. Today, I'll show you 5 things why the strongest men remain invisible. Like and subscribe. The strongest men are invisible. You can't see their power until it's too late. They move differently, think differently, exist differently. While the world performs its desperate dance for attention, they have stepped outside the theater entirely. They walk through rooms without demanding attention. They speak without needing to be heard. They possess something that cannot be taken, bought, or faked. While others chase the spotlight, these men have learned a secret. Real strength doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need to. You felt it before. That person who commands respect without saying a word, who carries authority like a secret. Their power isn't loud. It's inevitable. But how do they become invisible? What separates them from the masses who crave constant validation and attention? It's not what they do. It's what they refuse to do. First, they refuse to explain themselves. Weak men justify every decision. Strong men simply decide. There's no desperate need to make others understand. No endless explanations for choices already made. Watch a weak man. He explains his clothes, his car, his decisions. His very existence becomes a defense. But the invisible man offers no justification. His life speaks for itself. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop giving others power over your decisions. Silence becomes your shield. Your actions speak. Your words don't need to. The world respects what it cannot question. Second, they never seek to impress. The man trying to impress everyone impresses no one. He performs his life instead of living it. But invisible strength doesn't perform. It simply is. You've seen them. They enter rooms quietly. They don't need the loudest laugh or the biggest story. Their presence creates space. Others lean in without knowing why. Think about it. The most impressive people you know don't try to be impressive. They just are. Authenticity cannot be faked. Presence cannot be performed. What you are speaks so loudly, others cannot hear what you say. The desperate man broadcasts his worth. The invisible man embodies it. Third, they master the art of saying no. Every yes weakens you when it should be a no. Every boundary you don't set becomes a prison you build yourself. The invisible man guards his time like treasure, his energy like sacred fire. Most men say yes to everything. Yes to requests that drain them. Yes to people who don't deserve their time. Yes to opportunities that lead nowhere. They mistake availability for kindness, accessibility for strength. But the invisible man understands scarcity creates value. People respect what they cannot easily access. When you say no without explanation, without apology, you create mystery. Mystery creates respect. Your no becomes more powerful than their yes. This is a paradox. The less available you become, the more valuable you appear. Scarcity breeds desire. Boundaries create respect. Fourth, they build in darkness. While others announce their plans, these men execute in silence. No social media updates. No progress reports. Just quiet, relentless forward movement. They understand something profound. The seed grows underground before it breaks the surface. The strongest foundations are never seen. What you build in darkness becomes unshakable in light. Most men need witnesses to their work. They need validation for their efforts. They need applause for their progress. But the invisible man works for an audience of one, himself. This is where true strength is forged. Not in the spotlight, not in the praise, but in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when no one cares, when no one knows. What you do in private determines who you become in public. The invisible man knows something others don't. Character is built in solitude. Strength is forged in silence. Power grows in the spaces between what others see. Fifth, they carry their victories quietly. Success doesn't need a megaphone. Achievement doesn't require applause. The invisible man celebrates in silence because his greatest victories are internal. He's conquered himself, mastered his impulses, won battles nobody else knew were being fought. These invisible victories create visible power, while others celebrate every small win. He saves his energy for the next challenge, while others seek recognition for their achievements. He finds satisfaction in the work itself. The loudest victories are often the smallest ones. The quiet victories are the ones that change everything. He doesn't need the world to know he's won. He knows. That's enough. In conclusion, true strength doesn't need witnesses. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need recognition. It simply exists. Quiet, unshakable, invisible until the moment it matters most. The question isn't whether people see your power. The question is whether you built something worth seeing. Most men spend their lives trying to be noticed. The invisible man spends his life becoming worth noticing. There's a difference. One is desperate. One is inevitable. Become the man who doesn't need to be seen to be felt, who doesn't need to speak to be heard, who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, including himself. This is the ultimate invisibility, not hiding from the world, but being so secure in yourself that the world's opinion becomes irrelevant. In a world full of noise, become the silence that speaks volumes, choosing inner peace,